Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Andy. Decayed Andy here. We're here for Moonbase 2. It's him. It's Mikey. Say hello, Mikey. Aha, you little fucking cheeky sausage. Hang on, talk again? Is Discord not working? No, it's being a little... No, it's been a little anus. I'm gonna have to switch that over. Which one is it? Which one? Yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm losing my mind. They're seeing your little thing flash, but that's it. No Audacity. I don't want the Fluff and Hammer channel. Why would it be the Fluff and Hammer channel? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. I hope everybody in chat is doing well, though, as I flail around trying to fix Mikey. Hasbro. Not the voice meter. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. One day. No, that's not right. No, why is... It shouldn't be that one. Say something, Mikey. Keep talking.
Don't wanna.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Talk.
I got it sorted. I got it sorted. Even though it says Fluff and Hammer chat, it wasn't. It was you. It was you. So the little icons that were telling me, oh, this is the Fluff and Hammer audio chat, and it's like, but it's not. Mikey's in here, and we're not on the Fluff and Hammer talking. We're in a private conversation talking. The men. Men talk about men's things. Manly men's things, doing manly men things. Hello, Mr. White. I see Mr. White in chat saying testing, hashtag testing, hashtag 1, hashtag 2, hashtag.
Hashtag.
Yeah, they're meant to be spaces, ellipses, if you would. But I decided I'll say a hashtag. I'll throw that out the hashtag. We've got some Transformers to talk about. I'm sure Mikey's got some fun, crazy stories to tell us as well, since he's been away doing things. I don't know what things he's done.
No, I don't.
You don't? Oh.
Nope, not a thing.
Oh, I bet
nothing exciting happened.
I bet you've got something fun. No.
Nope.
You could make it up.
You're dreaming.
I did get out the podcast for I was talking about Rise of the Beast though on Patreon. So if you
yes, I saw that.
I mean, you were there. You recorded it with me.
Yes.
If you want people out there, you can go and listen to it now by signing up to the Patreon. I think we had a reasonable discussion. Sometimes I've seen fans on the internet be like superly positive or super negative towards it, and it fits into neither category. It's a good solid
it is kind of
bleh.
engendering just kind of it is engendering two very strong reactions from people.
I think it's the fan, I hate to say reactionary response to things, but if someone doesn't like something, it's the worst thing ever. And if they like it a little bit, it's the best thing ever. And then it's only like a few years later that you'll get people kind of coming back and then looking at the thing and go, yeah, it wasn't the worst, wasn't it? Yeah. I think there was a really good example that I used back in the day, but I can't remember what it was. Like a movie that came out that was, at the time, horrendous. I guess X-Men 3. I think X-Men 3 by today's standards, you could probably say.
I still think it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, but by today's standards.
I've seen it recently.
Yeah, same.
By today's standards, it's actually worse. I think it's actually gotten worse the more I've seen it. It's really bad, Andy. It's so bad.
I would watch it far more than I'd watch Multiverse of Madness or anything current Marvel.
I think their baseline... I'd say Multiverse of Madness is a bad example because Multiverse of Madness is also pretty bad.
It is the worst Marvel movie. Well,
I think other things being shit doesn't make X-Men 3 good. It just means X-Men 3 is not as shit as some other things.
It reevaluates your standards. It's like marking on a curve, right? You know, if like all the class is really good and there's one kid that's like really shit, you're like, maybe the test should be harder, you know? Because if only one kid's struggling, you know?
It's just this one child. Everyone else is actually a genius, and there's just this one child who just can't do anything.
It's that one time where it's like
Andy's just making life harder for them.
Yeah, sorry, Normie.
Like crushing them.
Sorry, Normie, you're not on the level of Albert Einstein. Get a real job, you fucking 3-year-old.
He didn't do great in school.
Who didn't? The 3-year-old.
Einstein.
No.
Einstein or the 3-year-old.
No, he became a post office worker person or something, didn't he? Then he became super cool.
Patent.
Then he licked the plug socket or something crazy.
Sure.
He got the crazy hair, and there's a picture of him like with his tongue out. Why was that a thing? Why did he have a picture of him with his tongue out?
I don't know.
Was that Photoshop? Memes?
For the memes?
Yeah, for the memes back in the day.
Yeah.
The 40s.
Someone said, Einstein, do something for the memes, and he went, bleh.
Gotcha, bitch. This is gonna be huge in the future. Huge. Mikey, should we start pooping talking about Transformers?
Let us.
All right, I will roll the Muse axe, and then we can start. Here we go, music's time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, a melted man through the disgusting heat of the British weather system. And I'm came on by Mr. Mikey G. Wolfie 3.
I do not consent to this.
Mate, it was you dribbled on me. This was
I do not consent to this conversation.
Too late. You're already in. You cannot escape. How are you doing, Mikey? It's been 2 weeks. Literally.
It has.
Right?
Yes. I was feeling fine until about, weirdly enough, 12 seconds ago.
Hooray. I'm glad I can pull you back down into misery, Mikey. That's my job. If I can make your life just a little worse, I've done my job for the day. We have a healthy friendship here.
Yeah.
We have some people in chat. Welcome, people in chat who are watching the show live. Mr. White says, this is to do with something we talked about pre-show, pre-recording. Einstein's fun attitude, - he didn't buy into some of the arrogance of his peers. Huh. Is that true, Mikey?
Oh, how dare he have a sense of humor. He seems to have been a pretty approachable person for the most part. But which, considering he had probably more right to be arrogant than many of his peers, it's kind of hilarious.
I always like the idea of... Do you remember that one episode of Next Gen where Data's playing a game of cards against Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, and Isaac Newton? I always liked that. I always thought that would be an interesting... Mainly because I think the conversation between those four would have been quite an interesting thing. Supercomputer Robot Man.
They hated each other.
Data... What? No, I don't think any of them... Well, who was alive at the same time?
I bet they would have been like...
Oh, they would have.
Oh, none of them. But, they would have been at each other's throats. It was just like... I mean, like, Isaac Newton thought he was a wizard.
He was. He made an apple fall out of a tree. Magic.
Like, he was, like, very into his sorcery and everything else, so, like... That would have been very interesting conversation to see of him talking to Albert Einstein, who's getting like more and more like wide-eyed.
Are you suggesting
like,
that?
Yeah, great gravity. But I really want to talk about my witch's brew.
Are you suggesting that, like, I'm not saying this is word for word what you're suggesting. Are you suggesting that Isaac Newton sacrificed goats in front of a tree to get gravity to work? Like that's how he believed it worked.
Am I suggesting that?
Yes.
No. Am I arguing against that? Also no.
Oh, are you saying it directly? Isaac Newton directly killed sheep.
I'm just asking questions.
I just want to know. I want to know if he was a Satanist. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. I think it's a fair question. I think that's a fair question. I don't think it would be appreciated if you go to like an Isaac Newton thing and just went, was he a Satanist? Everybody looks at you. It's like, I just want to know.
Yeah, we go to the... Just going to the annual Isaac Newton fair.
Yeah, I just want to know. I'm just asking questions. Is science not the exploration of ideas?
Oh, no.
Then you just slowly shoot away. Go away. Go away, please. We don't want you here. I actually was had an idea while pooping on the toilet today after watching a video, and I thought of you, Mikey. My idea was...
I love that connotation, but no, sure.
Yeah. My idea was you start up a YouTube channel and you become one of these like travel vlog things. But what you would do is you'd go around the globe and you'd visit all the museums, like natural history museums, and like talk about how they're all set up. Talk about the fossils and stuff on display. How well you think they've done replicating the factual information, and get reviewing museums. I thought that would be quite fun, mainly because I saw like somebody talk about what's it called, Dino Land in Florida, where they've got the big plastic dinosaurs where you can just kind of walk around and look at them. But they've got like actual fossils, and they talk about your studies.
They've got something like that in Lincoln.
Yeah,
Lincolnshire.
I think that could be quite an interesting video potentially. Because there are all these vlogs of people going to hang out with like dangerous criminals and go to dangerous parts of the world. Yours could just be you go to cool museums. I think that could be interesting.
Touch things you're not supposed. The sign says "Don't touch," but you touch.
Yes. And again, I like the idea of you coming out of a museum and going, "Well, that was shit," and then walking away. Don't come here. The data's wrong. The people inside are stupid, and all the fossils are fake. Kiss my teeth. Bye bye, everybody.
Look,
and then you'd log off.
You got to test every fossil. So you have a little hammer that you bring with you, and every time you walk by something, you just go tap.
So see, in my mind, when you said test every fossil, I had the idea that you would do the how in media when they would test to see if the coin was gold, they'd bite it. I thought that's what you were going to do with a fossil. You just bite it. Yeah, no, this is the real one.
Well, some people lick.
Oh, they
licking
lick
them is a thing. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Oh, have you licked many fossils in your day, Mikey? I don't need to know about your dating life, obviously.
Not in a few years.
Okay. Do you enjoy the licking process?
That's a little dusty.
Oh, actually, does it matter where you lick on a fossil? Like, is there like
no, you just have to get it wet.
Lick? Oh, there's a sex joke in there too. I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah, well,
a sex joke.
Well, licking in the way. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, you're so crazy.
This is true. I have done a lot of meth. This is true. We're here to talk about Transformers though this week, Mikey. Believe it or not. Oh my God.
I'm walking on air.
That's the wrong screen. That's OBS. Why is that not the right one?
Believe it or not, OBS is not walking on air.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, because Brad messed up everything. That's right.
That makes sense.
All right, we got to switch this over because of course we do. And it's out of scale. Oh my God. I thought everything was okay. Damn it, Brad. This was clearly your fault and not mine. That's the excuse I'm going to say. So, we're going to start off, Mikey, third-party wise. I know. It's going to be the New Age H63 Corgo. Not cargo. Corgo. Corgo, of course, being slug or slag, depending on how offended you are. It is the first of... the second New Age Dinobot, which is nice. So far, we've had Grimlock and 5 other versions of Grimlock. So now we'll have Slag Snarl with 5 or less versions of Snarl. Mikey, you did not get the New Age Grimlock. Are you going to get the New Age Slag? And if not, why do you hate New Age? Why? Why do you hate them?
Personally, I just don't like their face.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
I mean, they do have one, and I don't appreciate it.
They have one face. This is true. I'll grant you they do have one
single solitary face.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It looks decent. I don't have any real interest in picking it up. It's still kind of in the it's a potato kind of look, but hey, they're doing classic G1-y things. The robot mode looks better than the Triceratops in my opinion, because the Triceratops is doing this weird thing where its legs have to stick out like 1.5 miles in front of its body. Even I think it can either basically go straight forward or you can bend it at the elbow, but then they're just basically like straight under the body.
Right.
I don't think you're going to get much movement out of them. Looks like you might have some outward shoulder movement at least, but that'll depend on transformation. But they look like complicated. Like the reviews for the Grimlock were very it looked like a very good figure. So I'm looking forward to the. How many variants can you get out of a slug?
Well, I can only think of like one other, but then you could do like make up your own shattered glass version if you wanted. But apart from like G2, which was what was G2 slug?
I don't remember.
It was green. It was kind of a navy green, and he had red horns. That was it.
Yeah. You could do like a Kakaryu, not Goryu, Kakaryu if you really wanted to, I suppose.
But they didn't do that with Grimlock, so would they do that since, it wouldn't be part of a non-canon set?
I mean, I don't know. Like, they just, they've got so many options, and New Age likes repaint. New Age likes repaints a lot.
I know. There'll be a comic version where he has the black face.
Oh God!
Right, because that was Marvel Comics where he had a black, a gray face, and in the cartoon he had the red face, or is it the other way around? No, which way around was it?
Something like that.
Yeah, so
I don't remember which way around it was, but yeah, I know what you mean.
There'll probably be like a metallic version, because I think there was a metallic version of Grimlock, so maybe they'll do that as well. So that's like 3, 4. Maybe they'll only go for 3 or 4. Maybe they'll only go for 3 or 4. I think it looks good though. They've definitely gone for an animation style. If you want, like you said, Mikey, a potato version of the Triceratops. I kind of like the potato. It looks quite delicious in its little round shape. You're right about the front legs not really doing anything. It doesn't look like he's going to have a huge amount of posing. I'm hoping that he has a fire breath ability. You get a little effect and you can poop that out of his mouth, or give him lasers coming out of his horns like he had in that probably one episode. I think that'd be neat. I think they look good. There's more New Age that's very, very good, which I'm happy about. But I think I remember the last time Dinobots kind of cropped up, you were like, oh God, please, no more G1 Dinobots. I'm kind of done. And this is definitely kind of just writing more of that line. It's just more G1 Dinobots, but
I am definitely kind of done with G1 Dinobots.
Yeah, well, no one else is, unfortunately. People love G1 Dinobots. Everybody likes them.
I'm very happy for them.
I thought you were a fan, Mikey. I guess not anymore. Oh my God.
Fake fan. And that man is a fake fan.
Oh my God. What's up next, Mikey? What are we talking about next?
We are talking about Dr. Wu with DWE-23D Tactical Commandor. And was there another one? There was another one.
There was.
Things frozen. There was DWE-23 Tactical Commandor. So these are a series of color variants. The first one is your classic Diaclone. It's your little blue Prime who's got his blue and red armor. You've seen this before. Their Prime is weird and like a little bit stumpy, but hey ho. And then your other variants are a black, basically kind of a Nemesis Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
So you've got like the Nemesis Prime colors and the core robot, and then you've got like all the what would be blue is black and what would be white is like teal. It's not a bad look, to be honest. And then there's Shattered Glass, which is not actually Shattered Glass.
No,
because Shattered Glass would just be the Diaclone with a different head. Is Shattered. This is Ultra Magnus in Shattered Glass Prime colors. I don't super love the aesthetic for these Doctor Wu ones.
Why not?
I think these are good. I just don't. They're a little bit squashed. Got this kind of soft look to them.
They are technically smaller.
They are small.
Yeah, they're smaller than the Legends ones that New Age are doing, since these are quote-unquote Micromaster scale versus quote-unquote Legends scale. So, you're not wrong. The proportions are a bit weirder on them, but at a smaller scale, Micromaster size, I kind of go, fair enough.
But I think they look decent for what they are. Just they don't exactly spark anything in me. And I have to admit, like, hey, we're going to do 2 evil versions. One of them is the wrong evil version, but sure. They don't look super excite me in any way. What do you think about them, Andy?
Well, me and Brad talked about these last week when we had the standard ones. So this is 4 versions now of this guy. They do like the repaints. The Diaclone one, yeah, sure. I kind of haven't changed my tune too much on these. For the scale, I think they're nice and fun. But as I said last week, I definitely, for Micromasters, for third-party Micromasters, would like them to be doing the actual Micromasters, like Skystalker and all those guys in Countdown. That's where me and Brad came to, rather than just doing the G1 cast, but as Micromasters. Yeah, that's kind of where I still stand, but I guess it's fine. The Shattered Glass, either they don't know what Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus is, or they don't care. And that's okay too. If you're gonna do a Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus and do it like this, just give a Akane's head. Why not? Robot Akane head.
Why not? Do it.
Why not?
Do it.
Because you don't know. You don't know that Diaclone Ultra Magnus is Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus these days, like you said, with a different head. So just do the Akane head. Why not? Who cares? Who cares? Are there any price on these guys, Mikey, or is it just up in the air at the moment?
It is up in the air at the moment, but I'm assuming they'll be in like the like €80 range, $80 range.
Yeah, probably. In all honesty, shall I take us on, Mikey?
Takes on to something fucking weird.
This is fucking weird. This is the KGBOX Killer Body Dark of the Moon Scalpel. What is this? I hear people saying in chat. I don't see it, but I can feel their questions coming through. I'm going to have to read directly what this is because it doesn't come across from the images. This is a pretty detailed and posable Dark of the Moon scalpel figure with 32 points of articulation, LED light, and sound. Oh my god. The image also shows Dark of the Moon Megatron. I'm sure it does when we scroll down. Megatron's head, which looks similar to Killer Body's Dark of the Moon voice changer mask. I don't remember that offhand, which was released in 2002.
No.
And a display base. It's unclear. It's unclear if Scalpel figure comes with the mask / head. I would imagine not. And the base or not. Price is yet to be, or release is yet to be revealed. So, yeah, this is. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little posable scalpel. The Doctor. I remember people went crazy for the Doctor when the Revenge of the Fallen first came out.
On the table.
Do you remember how many people were like super hyped for getting the Scout class figure of this back in the day, and it wasn't a great figure?
Oh yeah. Do you remember how people were super positive about Revenge of the Fallen that one year?
Yeah. I do.
Like super positive.
Yeah, they were on a high. They
were on a like, oh my god, robots are doing things for 14 seconds with no humans around. But
it was my downfall into depression with Transformer movies.
This is licensed.
Yeah,
this is weird and licensed, and I don't know how to take any of this. Who is this for?
I mean, to be fair, there are very few versions of, as far as I know, there's one version of Scalpel. So if you're a Scalpel fan...
I think there's an unofficial, like, legend scale one out there somewhere, but...
I only remember the official one, that, like I said, the Scout size one's the one that... I think that one broke over time. I think it got, like, really fragile plastic and died. So if you're a big fan of Scalpel, or you want a version finally of this guy, I guess it's for those people. I don't think it'll be obviously in scale. If you have the voice changer mask, I guess it's for those people as well. I wish this was shown next to like any of the figures, like any of the Hasbro made toys, just to get a sense of scale, because these look big, but I don't know how big it is. I imagine it's pretty big though, because the bust of Megatron looks pretty huge.
Significant. It looks a significant size.
Yeah. How much do you think this is going to be without the base, without the Megatron head? Let's assume it doesn't come with the Megatron.
Oh, I'm going to put in 200.
Just for the scalpel?
Just for the scalpel.
So how much are you going to say he's going to be with the Megatron head? If he comes with the Megatron.
5 to 6.
Okay. See, I could
to be honest, I could see it hit 1,000.
I was thinking like 700 for the whole thing, for it on its own, maybe 120 because it's quite thin. But the Megatron head thing is that's pretty large. I can see them definitely, like, especially with the lights and the sounds on that. The scalpel on its own just comes with a little rotary saw chainsaw thing and sharp claws. So it's not much of a thing, but I imagine they're not going to split the thing. It's going to be sold as a probably big set of 800 to 1,000 or something like that, like you say. Interesting, though. If you're one of those big expensive boys who just buys like lavish expensive statues, because there are some out there, this might be a good choice for them, I suppose, right? Yeah, it's neat enough. It's all right. Mikey, you have comic news for us, I think you said. Didn't you? Tell us of comics.
While I was gone, quite a lot happened. We had revelations, we had reveals, we had information, we had panic, we had people telling me I was taking it all too seriously.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, a few weeks ago, Skybound Entertainment started like hinting at something. They had a new comic coming out called Void Rivals, and they were saying like, "Oh, something's coming! Oh, something's coming!" And then Bleeding Cool announced that it's going to reveal a Transformers link, and it was going to be starting off a new universe. And then I laughed a little bit when I sort of said, like, remember, it's Bleeding Cool, so we should all be careful. And then Bleeding Cool started replying to me in a very passive-aggressive way, and I thought that was very funny.
Because you're a big-timer, Mikey.
Yeah, apparently I'm worth, like, following me around for 2 days straight, replying, and just, like, it was very funny. Anyway, so Void Rivals came out, and it confirms that there is going to be the Energon universe. So this is going to be a new Transformers universe starting with Skybound, which is an imprint of Image. The comic itself has very little to do with Transformers. Like, basically, there's 2 pages, and Jetfire talks on one of them.
Ooh, wow!
And then he flies off.
Ooh,
and he talks in a very robotic, artificially stunted way, but it's written by Kirkman, but Kirkman is not going to be the main writer. The series is actually being written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson. Now, all I know of his is he co-wrote Jurassic League, which was the Dinosaur Justice League thing, which I found to be rather blasé. A lot of people loved it. But he's got a few other things under his belt for writing, so I am going to read them and see what I think of them. He's since done a stream that got quote mined, and then people sort of said, like, boy howdy, were the quote mines not in context. But we've got confirmation that the universe is going to kick off with Transformers 1, some G.I. Joe comics, which are Duke and Cobra Commander, and as well as Void Rivals will continue on in this universe. Void Rivals was a 6 out of 10 comic. It wasn't a particularly interesting story, but it was set up for the Void story. There's also, it looks like Larry Hama is going to continue on his reboot of the classic G.I. Joe comic. So this is going to come out in October.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but when you say continue, does it mean he's rebooting G.I. Joe for the new series, or is it literally just continuing on from where it left on?
Just continuing on. Just continuing.
It's just going to be... They're allowed to do that?
Real American Hero is just going to continue on again.
All right.
Yeah. Huh. So, we've got some images of the covers, like an Optimus Prime. The Void Rivals sold out, and they got a second printing with a lot of Jetfire on it, which really is making it seem like Jetfire is a bigger part of this than he is. Maybe he'll be in the rest of the book.
Okay.
And be a bit more of a big deal in the rest of the book. We do have solicitations up as well. So for Transformers, begins an all-new era with the iconic robots in disguise from superstar creator Daniel Warren Johnson and colorist Mike Spencer. Optimus was supposed to have led the Autobots to victory. Instead, the fate of Cybertron is unknown, and his allies have crash-landed far from home alongside the enemies, the Decepticons. As these titanic forces renew their war on Earth, one thing is immediately clear: the planet will never be the same. New alliances are struck, battle lines are redrawn, and humanity's only hope for survival is Optimus Prime. And the one term that has come up in several marketing shenanigans is back to basics.
Okay.
which, I mean, I'm going to guess Optimus is chasing an Allspark. I'm going to guess Megatron got there first. I'm going to guess that it's Optimus' fault it left Cybertron. Blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I kind of would have liked them to have gone back and sort of, maybe not done it directly, but kind of gone back and done Infiltration, the idea. I like the idea. Or just like, accept that there's stuff going on Earth, but we're with another team on another planet doing something else, and they hear about the stuff on Earth, but they're not directly involved with that, just to divorce ourselves directly from just doing G1 again. But obviously that's not clever, because that's not going to sell comics, because no one knows who these new unique characters could be, right?
Yeah. Who knows what, like, back to basics marketing automatically turns me off, because that was very much not when the comics were at their best in any version of them, really.
No.
The back to basics is always slightly the most boring. Like, even Infiltration is kind of boring. It's just like,
It's got interesting
it's
ideas,
a different
though,
kind
but-
of boring. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We do have an initial Autobot roster confirmed, and it does have, say, very, very, very... Some people got, like, blindsided by this, and I'm kind of like, I think they're relatively minor surprises, in that we got Optimus, RC, Wheeljack, Cliffjumper, and Ratchet.
Yeah, that seems
So,
pretty
no-
standard.
No Bumblebee, no Ironhide, which is what people were kind of like...
Oh.
We don't know anything about the tone. We don't know about how the villains are going to be written or anything like that. We did have a live stream from Warren Johnson there on day before yesterday, actually. And someone took some notes, and then someone added extra context, because some of the notes were quite worrying.
Yeah, I saw you tweet the notes, and I was like, oh, I can see why Mikey's worried.
Yeah, so the notes from the streamer, Hasbro constantly having him redraw the Autobot logo to get it right. I find that kind of interesting, considering how addicted they were to the tempo for like the pre-made Autobot logo sometimes. All art is freehand. 1986 film is being used as his Bible.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Using first and third party toys for reference, so the
That's
cat's out of the bag
interesting.
there. Apparently these are all toys he already owned. Prefers G1 designs.
You know what I would have laughed at? I would have been really happy if he said preferred Transmetal 2 designs. I would have been,
Yes.
oh, unique. I like that. That's neat. I like those designs too.
Yeah.
lot.
Optimus is his favorite. Feels honored to have the job. Loves Rodimus. Skybound approached him. Likes death metal. Recently bought TFGI Joe by Jay Lee. What is that? What I think it is?
What's that?
TFGI Joe Jay Lee. Let me just double check if that's what I think it is.
What is it?
That is... Oh, shit.
What?
I was hoping it was the Devil's Due. Transformers G.I. Joe crossover. It's the Dreamwave Transformers G.I. Joe World War II crossover, which is very bad.
Oh.
That was one of the worst comics from that era, and people will defend it, and you're wrong.
Oh.
It's also illegible because that art is a mess. Calls Dreamwave the good old days. Someone out of context, Dreamwave comment was almost definitely not serious because he was talking about Pat Lee's art. Then who knows? Is into the old black and white Alien comics. Is a comic book fan. He's a comic artist and comic writer.
Yeah, it'd be surprising if you found out he hated comics. That would be more of a shock.
Only IDW who he's read is All Hell.
Oh.
He was asking for comic suggestions in the chat, which is extra context, but that's still a worrying thing.
Did anybody say
As much as I
Tallulah
don't just
1?
want... I don't know.
They should have.
Yeah, they should have. But again, we don't want them just like repeating other people's works. But it's also like
it's like use that as a reference. Like I don't want anybody to use. What was the one where the Predacons were working with the Chinese government and the Combaticons were working with
that was Costa's
Russia.
run.
Yeah.
That was Costa's ongoing. Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody,
likes Jab.
they better not reference that. Don't be like, this is what we should be aiming for comics. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Loves Tom Scioli's work.
No. But it was so bad. Oh, it was meant to be. But it was meant to be bad.
A lot of people love it, Andy.
It wasn't like the G1 comics from Marvel. It wasn't the same. Oh my god, I hated that.
Everyone said it was great.
Yeah, they were
Everyone said
high.
it was a brilliant comic.
They were smoking the weed.
10 out of 10 and so many reviews, Andy. Tom Scioli.
They're wrong.
And then he did the GoBots comic.
Oh my god. I remember we had to read that. I actually had to read that one. I didn't have to read the G.I. Joe one. I had to read the bloody GoBot one, and that was wank as well. Oh my god.
Only starting with G1 designs will be taking it in unexpected directions. Whatever that means. Is too shy to make the transformation noise. So we're very early days.
Very.
It's a reboot. No matter what we would like it to be, a full reboot like this by a new company with new editors and everything else, it's going to be a very basic story to start off with. I would be shocked if they tried doing anything dramatic or reinventing the wheel.
I think you have to start off basic for an introduction in a lot of ways, don't you? Because I know that some people, some of the more quote unquote classic Transformer comic fans kind of dropped off when IDW became a bit too, I guess, unique. Is that unfair to say? And they kind of wanted it to go a bit more simple. Back to just good versus evil, but I thought obviously it got more interesting when it did more stuff. Not all of it was hits, though. But yeah. So maybe the idea will draw those comic fans back in with a bit more of a basic idea. I guess the concern is the basic idea going to be too simplistic? Is it going to be too dull? I don't know. I'm not sure.
But yeah, and wait and see. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? We've no idea. We've nothing to work off of. Hasbro is going to have a lot of say in this, so whatever, some people are going oh god, Robert Kirkman, oh god, but every single page of this comic is going to have to be okayed by Mike at Hasbro.
Yeah, I think when they say we'll have designs that are kind of weird, effectively, I wonder if that means we'll be mandated by Hasbro to use these repaints for these characters, Knockout and stuff.
As long as we don't fall into the bloody thing like IDW2 did, where we're just we're just drawing the toys. We're hideous.
I have a feeling. Well, remember Knockout? It's it's justified now. I have a feeling it might happen. It might not, but I wouldn't be shocked if that was forced in, just because it's marketing and it's oh hey, it's a G1 version of this character, so it's cool now, right, guys? It's no. Not to me, it's not cool. We're going to be talking about that later.
No.
Going to talk about that later, Maggie.
But yeah, there's not much else to say about it, really. Just wait and see. October.
We've got some messages from people in the wings on the chat. Warthog Gaming says, "Do not press the red button." Looks around, pushes it. I guess that's why we had the problems at the start, Mikey. Live for everything, die for nothing. Hi guys, enjoying the show. Thank you very much. XL Hedge says third-party toys as reference. I think when they say third-party toys as reference, I'm going to jump out on a limb and say not the unique design things, more so probably the things that are more G1-y, right? Would you assume
very,
that?
Very much so. It'll be the fans' toys or something like that.
Yeah.
It's no shock. We all know they do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's the first person involved to just fucking admit it, but we all know they do it.
Also, it was in quotation war games ? Not really sure. Oh, that was for the China and Russia thing. I can't remember. You're probably right, XLH. Mr. White says, Tom Scioli's work. I liked it. I liked the fun/freedom of it all, but it was a case of the wrong type of artist/creator on the wrong comic. We've seen that before.
I hate that book so much. I really do hate it. Yeah. I hate the story. I hate the writing. I hate there's unexpected and wacky in a good way, and there's unexpected and wacky because I had something in my beer that shouldn't have been there, and now I'm seeing the pink elephants. Braun and what was it? Was it CoverGirl have a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why is that in there? What was gained from that? Like it's a throwaway thing at the end, and just like Braun and CoverGirl have a kid, and just like don't think about it. I can't stop now.
The way
I can't stop.
The way I would describe the Tom Scioli comic is like if you're watching Invader Zim and Invader Zim's watching a TV show and it's a parody of Transformers. that's what it is. Especially the scene where Megatron's going to eat a dude as a salad. That's just baffling.
That's the kind of thing I would be afraid of would come out of something like a Kirkman thing, except it would be done like completely seriously.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
So like that's something I'd be really worried about.
Yeah. Mr. White says, I imagine this will be very G1, very vanilla, and a bit dull until the first shakeup. I think that's fair. I think that's probably not an unfair thing to assume.
I think that's probably on the ball.
I might be wrong. It might be great when it first comes out. Hopefully it will be, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Mikey, shall I take us on to something else?
Yes.
This is another thing that came out of fucking left field, shall we say. It's Transformers Earthspark Expedition, a new video game that came out of nowhere. It's based on Earthspark. You play as Bimblebee. It looks incredibly basic, is what I'll say, to be kind. I saw some people online who are very excited. I wasn't sure exactly what they were excited about, and their evidence was, do you remember the last game that we had for Transformers? And I was like, well, that's not a good,
Yeah, it was that Cyberverse game, which wasn't good.
No, and I mean, it does look better than that, I suppose, but...
Not really.
I think it looks better than that. But that
were
was
both kind of...
I don't think people want an RTS from like a Transformers game, really, in all fairness. This one's more of an action-adventure kind of game. We've got some deets. We've got details. So for pre-order, it's going to be on Switch, Xbox, PS4, with a PS5 upgrade available. I don't know how big of an upgrade that'll be. Let's see.
I'm just watching the trailer now, and Bumblebee only has 3 punches.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. It's like, this looks real cheap, dudes.
It looks like what I would describe as shovelware.
It's aimed at... It's aimed at young kids, but don't kid her.
It's done by Outright Games, who I haven't heard of initially, but they've worked on World of Adventures with Hasbro, DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos with Warner, Star Trek Prodigy Supernova and Paw Patrol's Grand Prix with Nickelodeon, and DreamWorks Dragon Legends of the Nine Realms with NBC's Universal. So I guess this is kind of the low kind of D-tier kind of game that of companies I just haven't heard about before. I don't see an explicit like... Expedition puts fans behind the wheels of the iconic hero Bumblebee as he drifts and drives and fights his way across a new but familiar world. Oh, he means Earth. It's new to him, but familiar to us. Okay. The game aims to faithfully recreate the environments and the feel of the groundbreaking animated series. I would dispute that. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking at all, but never mind. As Bumblebee sets off on his own adventure to face a mysterious threat from his past and stop the series villain, Dr. Mediterranean, a.k.a. Mandroid. I can't remember his proper... What was his real name? Meridian. Mediterranean.
Meridian.
Meridian. We'll go
Meridian. Dr. Meridian.
Mediterranean's better. From recovering pieces of an ancient technology, as part of an action-packed journey, players will be able to freely explore across 3 massive biomes and complete quests from their Terran allies. Does Terran have an I in it? I always thought Terran had an I in it. The first Transformers robot to be born on Earth and new original characters from the TV series. To complete his missions, Bumblebee will also fight alongside fan favorite Transformer legacy Transformer bots, including Optimus Prime, Grimlock, Skullcruncher, Novastorm, and Skywarp. Deep levels of exploration and combat reward players for undertaking multiple playthroughs as they unlock a diverse range of upgrades and abilities to access to allow access to previous locations and discover secrets in previously inaccessible areas. Unlock the skills needed to take down Decepticons with spectacular ultimate attacks, and customize Bumblebee by selecting a variety of engine energy trails when in vehicle mode. Oh, wow. Okay. The game has been designed to be accessible for fans of all ages, so it's not Dark Souls, guys, FYI, with detailed analysis given to different scenarios, allowing freedom of exploration, text legibility, control setup, and difficulty curves, ensuring it's playable by younger gamers. Variable difficulty options, blah, blah, blah. We're making a game so people can play it and it's for kids. There you go. Drive, explore, punch things. There you go. Not what I'd call a Game of the Year contender. I don't think it's going to be beating out Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Or what's it called? Tears of the Fallen Link Kingdom.
The one where you can make the robot dicks.
Oh, yeah, I saw those. Those are horrifying. Nightmarish robot penises made out of wood. Mikey, are you going to be picking up this game to replace Fall of Cybertron?
No.
No? Okay. What do you think of it from what we saw from the trailer and what we got from the description?
It looks fairly cheap. It looks like a low budget, standard cash-in kind of thing. But hey, there's 1,000 of those for every kid's TV thing now, so it's not really shocking in any way.
Here's the question. What do you think, if it was done today, do you think this would be more interesting or the Armada game? Because I think the Armada game had a lot more to it than this, seemingly. The Armada game was kind of basic.
The Armada game was actually done by a bit bigger company than this.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, so I just think it's like there's thousands of these out there. It's not particularly shocking or interesting in any way to me, but I'm not going to buy it, and I don't think it's going to people who love Earthspark. I don't think you're going to see much of what makes you love Earthspark in this game. I think it's going to be too expensive for the amount of hours in it as well. But
yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's I think it's $38.99 or something like that. So, Mr. White says, wish he was battling Dr. Chase Meridian from Batman Forever. It would have been unique, at least.
Oh my god.
The true villain. There you go. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next story? It's the Hasbro Roundtable Roundup dancing time with Mikey. Let's talk about toys, Mikey.
Yeah. So we had the Hasbro Pulse fan stream for fans this week. Not a ton of brand new information between leaks and everything else. We know most of it. So we got new images of the Deluxe Class Studio Series Mirage. He still very much looks like he was originally going to be Jazz, but the face looks a little different from some of the early promo stuff we saw. He looks very cluttered. Mirage is quite a sleek character, but Mirage is also one of those characters you'd never be able to translate. His box art is hilarious because it's clearly based on an early design where he had a little faceplate. And so yeah, we also get to see this is the first time seeing Studio Series Primal. So this is a leader class figure, so he's going to come with the Transwarp key, a couple of classic Optimus swordy stabby swords, but they can link up.
Why?
To make
is that in the film?
Swords? No, swords in a chain. He's also coming with an axe, which I think was Optimus's in the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think the robot mode looks pretty solid, to be honest. He's got the no faceplate version, which again I don't think we actually see in the movie.
Not that I can remember. No.
Yeah. Gorilla looks fine. Like, it looks like it's taking a lot of transformation keys from the Voyager from Kingdom. Then we have I'm just going to go through these quick, and then we'll see if there's something we want to talk about. Then we got a Core Optimus and a Core Bumblebee. They'll come in a 2-pack. Optimus will come with some accessories and a trailer and a roller and stuff like that. Then we have Antagony, who is a Generation Selects retool of Inferno. Comes with 2 heads, so basically comes looking like a black and purple Inferno, but then has a new head, which I think is a small bit on the small side, which is based off of Transmetal Scavenger. Then we've got the Volvo Optimus Prime, the one that's based off the Amazon truck. And yeah, so this is basically the same mold as the Christmas Optimus Prime, just in more classic colors. So that's going to have pre-orders up. And then we're into some more stuff. What do we got? We got to see the official reveal of Shadow Striker. We got to see the official reveal of Bombshell. I think this is the first we've seen Bombshell.
No, we talked about him last week, me, Mr. Brad.
Okay, well, he has a funny hat.
He does. I mentioned that as well. It looks weird.
It looks weird. He has a funny hat, and it looks weird. Then we've got Strongarm, who, boy howdy, are some people trying to make this work, and y'all need to accept mistakes have been made. She is a retool with a retool of Elite 1. Mistake, number 1. Way too skinny. I was hoping she'd be like a redo of Hound, to be honest. And then she's got a new head, which looks about a size and a half too big for the body. Yeah. Which is impressive considering the body had a big head. And she's got weird lipstick.
And a nose. They've thrown a nose on her as well, which I'm like, no nose.
The nose I've learned to accept because you're never getting away from it. Like I said, we'll touch on these properly in a second. Then we've got Detritus, who is using a retool of the War for Cybertron Siege Hound to turn him into an Earth Mode Hound. So he's an Autobot Decepticon mercenary he's got a mustache. He's got Autobot logo in robot mode and Decepticon in vehicle mode. Some people were saying, why no mercenary logo? And I said, I don't care. But he's also got a painted goatee. Oh
no.
We get to see Snarl. We got official pictures of Snarl. I'll just say, I think Snarl is the best looking of the Dinobots. Although his Dino mode looks like it's just picked up a scent. And we got to see the fully combined Volcanicus. We get Bludgeon, who is a relatively more minor than I was expecting, retool of Tarn. He's just going to have a new sword and a new head. And he's, color-wise and stuff, he's got a lot more in common with Cyberverse or RID Bludgeon than he does with Classic Bludgeon.
Or Milne Bludgeon.
Like comic Bludgeon. Yeah, or Milne Bludgeon. Then there's Trashmaster, who is the Voyager Junkion. He is a stocky boy.
Do you remember when we talked about a prototype of him? When it was the green and the pink one. And we had no idea who it was. It was a brand new character.
Yep. Yeah, and he's got a fist that is a scoop. Then we have... Who do we have next? We have Dreadwing, Leader Dreadwing. Him is blue.
Yeah.
We already talked about it. Some artwork that's being released. The Ironhide and Prowl, They're Dead releases, which is new faces and new chests. Yeah, cool. Again, we'll talk about the stuff we're interested in a second. We've got the Troop Builder 4-pack, which we had revealed last week, I think, and this is just our official one. So, who's the white one again? The white and green one?
Do you mean the one with the skull head out of Skullgrin?
Yeah.
I think in chat last week they said it was a troop from a G2 comic. I think they said, if I remember right.
Okay. And then you have an Alicon, you have a Seeker, and you have all troopers with both an animated and a Kiss player's head. Cool. I kind of want it.
No. I don't think you'll have issue
yeah.
getting it, to be honest. I think it'll be easy to get.
I mean, I don't want any of the other ones, so I won't be getting the set. But I wouldn't mind the All Trooper.
I'd have the Alicon.
Both of those things are appealing to me in different ways. So yeah, a bit of like production background and stuff on Strong Arm. But Andy, what stood out to you? What didn't stand out to you?
Man, there was a lot that didn't stand out to me. A lot of it had been already announced effectively through leaks, and even like they're like, oh, this is what we're going to be working on soon. I guess the thing that I liked the most visually was Antagony. But then again, I was always going to like Antagony because I've always liked the look of the Antagony repaint. It is just Inferno, who I don't have, unfortunately, in a really nice color scheme, in fairness. I'm not quite sure why they gave Antagony Scavenger's head, to be honest. If you're going to remold a brand new head for Antagony, why not make it a girl head? You know? I would have gone for just making a girl head. Say it's like distinctly different from Inferno. The Scavenger one, it's nice, it's well replicated. It's just again strange. Like I don't understand why it's there. Apparently, they mentioned on stream that there is details within the chest where if you open up the chest, there's like Scavenger molding there. But again, that's very much but why though? At least in my eyes. I like that one. I thought that was nice. What did you like Antagony, Mikey?
It's a nice repaint. I'm not like losing my mind over it, but I think it's a nice repaint. The Scavenger head is and I think this is a semi-interesting idea, but I think the head needed to be resized.
Why do you think it's too? You said it was too small, didn't you?
Too small to me. Also, who's going to like have Antagony going around with their boobs open? To reveal a detail that is all colored black and therefore loses all meaning.
Well, Mikey, what you don't understand is when toy hacks make the big boober stickers with nipples exposed and not exposed, that's when you'll expose the boob, Mikey. That's when, clearly. I would be impressed if
Andy
they did
has
that.
his priorities.
Yeah.
Andy has his priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Antagony looks decent. Anything else that like struck you for being bad or anything like that?
Oh man, Mikey, strong arm, Jesus, no.
Wow, they could not have got that more worse if they tried, in my opinion. Nothing about that works for me.
No, nothing.
I don't like the Elita 1 mold. I don't like the Elita 1 mold at all. I've got it. I think the transformation is really lazy. Like, people got very excited the fact that the legs transform, but they barely do anything. And the upper body is just so lazy. And she's not really fun to handle. And then the retooling just makes her kind of squat. Like, the vehicle mode looks like they took Strong Arm's vehicle mode and, like, squished it.
Yeah.
And then the new head, like, if you're going to do Strong Arm, why wouldn't you do her out of someone big and bulky?
Like you said, I mean, just do Hound. You know, why not?
Yeah.
It's not the most innovative thing you could do. It's kind of the I think that's the obvious thing to do. And you just remold a few parts. We've seen customs that people have done that look better than this. This is just no. I really don't like it with the nose as well. It's like giving any of the Prime characters a nose, like Prime RC. No, don't do it. Oh, we're just G1ifying them. Yeah, but why are you doing this character then if you're just going to quote-unquote G1ify them? Why do them? Why bother?
And they have identified your actions as immoral.
Why bother? we're gonna do Armada Megatron, Mikey, but we're gonna turn him into a helicopter to make him more G1. You're not doing him then. I mean, that's a bit of a hyperbolic statement, but that's the kind of feeling I get. If you're not going to stick to the design, then why bother? Just making it G1 doesn't mean that people will flood to get the figure more so than they would have before. And then you'll do like all of the Armada ones look like the Armada toys. We know Sideburn's going to look like Sideburn because we've seen Shadow Striker. So we know that's not getting changed either. but it's the ones with the more unique, interesting designs, which could make the Legacy line stand out and be interesting. For having this kind of interesting mesh of all these different characters together. And it's like, no, Beast Wars figures look like Beast Wars figures. It's, Prime, no. Animated, no. I have a feeling if we have a Cyberverse, that's going to be changed as well. No stylization. No. It is bad. I don't like it. It annoys me. Like, I don't even care about Cyberverse, but I would be annoyed if they did, like, Lugnut, and they didn't make Lugnut look like that. But I suppose... No, because I don't think they'd even get the animated style, right? They'd go, oh, well, this is a version of the Generation Select version. It's like, ugh.
You're a version of the Generation Select version.
I am. Yeah, I wasn't happy with this. I don't even like Strong Arm that much. I think she's in a very crappy show. And I think her as a character is a pretty fucking terrible person as well. A bit hypocritical and whatnot.
I don't really remember Strong Arm very well, I have to admit.
You won't remember much of RID because it's very forgettable.
I remember the voice, and I remember... Yeah, the voice, basically. That's it. That's all I really got.
A lot of the most memorable things about RID that year was some of the designs were cool, and that was about it. Some, not a lot. Some of them were cool.
I like a lot of the Decepticon designs.
Yeah, some of them were good.
Not all of them, but I do like a lot of them.
Some of them were good. I'd even... you know what would be fun? The Frog Dude. He was shit, but I'd take a fun transforming figure of him. You know? What about the Crow? The Crow thing. That was kind of neat as well.
Oh, yeah. We never got to see her robot mode in the show.
No, you could do something interesting with that if you wanted. Never mind. I don't know. I think you could do so. I think with Legacy, you could make some figures that never had the opportunity in their line to be done. Like, if you... I don't know. Who's the character in Cyberverse you'd want, Mikey? Apart from Prowl, obviously. Who you never got the opportunity to buy.
Well, Prowl would be a big one, of course. We must have the Prowl.
If not Prowl,
oh god, where do you even start with Cyberverse? Tarn would be a very obvious one.
Yeah. I would suggest a Shadow Striker, but we're already getting her.
Yeah. A decent version of Soundwave.
Oh yes,
would
that
be
could
nice.
be fun. Yeah.
Like Alpha Strike would be cool, which is just like a Cyberverse Striker would be cool.
Oh, okay.
They did Striker, but they couldn't get the license. What was his name? The Wolf Knight guy. Thunderfang, I think his name was, or something. He was really fun, and he had a really cool design, and like the wolf head became a sword, and it was very different. Meteor Fire, another one with a good design.
Imagine doing that wolf head dude at like a Voyager to Leader scale. You could do most of his gimmicks. That'd be fun. Couldn't do it in his line because he was a deluxe figure, but it was a warrior, so it was even less than a deluxe class figure. Give him a proper Voyager and then you make him a full-on figure. That could be nice. That could be a fun thing for like... Nah, we're not going to do that. It's like, I don't know. It annoys me, Mikey. It annoys me. Was it... What else here tickled your pickle? Or annoyed you, I suppose. What did you think of the Bludgeon? Did you really like the Bludgeon? I saw a lot of people really freaking out about the Bludgeon, and I was like, the head's really nice. The head's great. That's about it.
If I didn't have Tarn already, I'd like Bludgeon.
My concern is, what's the quality control going to be on him? Is it going to be better or worse than Tarn? Because Tarn was not a good quality control figure, generally speaking.
Yeah. Has a lot of QC problems.
Yeah.
The new part, I like the look of it, and I think it's actually for what they're going for. I think that it's a good choice of mold. But I think QC is a very, very big thing. And also, like, I just don't think Tarn. I like Tarn. I like Tarn as a figure. He's just not exciting enough that I'd want two of him.
Yeah, even if it's Bludgeon. I agree. Yeah.
Trashmaster is kind of fun, but I don't like he's so squat. He's so squat. I like the idea of him a bit more.
Do you think they'll do him into anyone? Trashmaster, I mean.
I could see animated Wrecker out of him, to be honest. But
I heard people suggest the Rescue Bot Fire Engine dude because of the head with a bit of remolding.
I have no idea.
Hothouse?
No. That head would need to be completely new. Dreadwing, I think looks good. I do still want to pick up some version of that mold, but I don't know if I'd get him or Skyquake.
You get you get this one. There's no way you're getting Skyquake unless you found him cheap. This is the one you want, surely. Surely.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. He is cheap now. He's cheaper now.
How cheap is he?
He's down €15 at the moment.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Those are kind of the only ones notable to me. Like the All Trooper is basically just like it's the Ironhide, but an All Trooper.
That pack. Oh, what about? Because me and Brad talked about this. What about the Death Pack? What do you think of the Death Pack, Mikey?
I mean, it is an idea.
It is an
idea.
Yeah. Did you see why people are kind of slightly annoyed at it? Ironhide specifically. What do you think? Why do you think people would be annoyed specifically about Ironhide? I want to know if you saw this.
I don't know because I'm just thinking about the Voyager at the moment.
This is the Voyager. This one.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, this is the version that has the yellow stripe.
Oh my god!
And the other one didn't, and I was like, "That's funny."
Yeah, that's. I mean, I would never, ever get excited about whether or not Ironhide has a yellow stripe or not. But I do know some people care.
I just like the idea
that they do.
I like the idea that people would buy that angrily because they'd be like, "I have to have my Ironhide with the yellow stripe, even if he's got a fucked up chest. I'll get him, but I won't be happy about it. Give it to me." It's such a weird set. Again, like I said with Mr. Brad, like who went, you know what? Kill him. We'll have the dead set. We'll have them being dead. Where me and Brad also suggested that Ironhide should come with like a blown up head. You know, it's accurate.
Just have a smoking stump.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be neat. And we also suggested it'd be fun if there was an energy effect where you could have smoke coming out of Prowl's mouth. For when he's melting internally. It's a weird set. It's a weird set. Was there anything else here that you tickled by? I don't think you said there was there? Oh!
Not really.
Oh, did you hear? Did you hear when they were talking about the core class set?
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure, like during the live stream, they mentioned masterpiece styled. They were so good, they were like mini masterpieces. And I remember guffawing. No. I remember guffawing when I heard that. I was like, they're not like mini masterpieces.
Not even slightly, really, but sure.
No, because I looked at my desk and I like locked eyes with my new age Toxitron, and I went, you're a masterpiece scaled Legends figure. Then I dead-eyed looked at the core class and went, you are not the same. We are not the same. For those who were wanting a Optimus Prime core class figure with a trailer, here you go, and a Bumblebee as well. You know, that's not me. I look forward to this set again redone as Shattered Glass. You know, it's probably going to happen. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is the thing. Let's see what chat has to say. I'm interested. I got a no bad Andy from Exel Hedge when I think this was when I mentioned the boob. Armada Megatron.
Bad Andy.
It's in my nature. I'm dead. I don't care anymore. Armada Megatron, but a G1 helicopter. So animated Megatron. That's not unfair, I suppose. Strong Arm is a Prowl wannabe. Stickler to the rules. When it benefits her, and a kiss up to B, and a bully to Sideswipe. Well, Sideswipe was a cock anyway, so he was a right dick.
Yeah, no one likes Sideswipe.
If any Cyberverse character I would want in Legacy, Astro Train and Triptychon. Astro Train would be neat because he's not just G1, is he?
No, Cyberverse Astro Train was really, really cool, but he'd have to be like at least leader scale.
No, come on, let's go, Mikey. Let's go dick deep.
Big.
Let's get our dick all the way in there. Let's say Commander class. How about that? No, city scaled. Let's get all the way in. Let's get like from knuckle to shoulder. He's gonna be.
Like, if you're doing that, I want Iaconas. If you want that, I want Iaconas.
Which one's Iaconas?
The Titan who wants to literally murder everyone.
Remember, I didn't watch most of Cyberverse because I gave up with it.
I think you saw this bit. He's basically
that's right.
a war Titan.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be neat to do. I'd be down with that. I'm more annoyed Ironhide has his head. Just pop it off the ball, John. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Armada game was kind of basic for what it was. You take Transformers out of it, and no one would remember it. I don't know. It had some transforming gimmicks in there. I think for the era. Yeah, for the era that it came out in.
I think it was quite fun, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a bit of customization with different weapons you could get, and you got synergy from having all of the same color. I thought that was kind of neat. Some of them were just trash, though, and you'd only use because you wanted a full set bonus. I think for the time it was pretty decent, though it had some really irritating aspects, like getting ragdolled. Like, do you remember that Cyclonus fight on top of the pyramid? What a fucking annoying fight that was.
And you get knocked off that fucking pyramid and you had to get back up. And oh my god.
You got ragdolled. Like Dark Souls when you die ragdolled. Your limbs went everywhere. Oh, it sucked because you took fall damage as well. So not only, like you said, you had to go all the way back up the pyramid to fight Cyclonus. You'd lost a load of health, and if you did it again, you'd lose a bit ton of health and time. It was annoying. It was a fun game, though, apart from, like, those small things. You had cool things like Megatron pile driving you, like Zangief.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was really cool.
I always found the Starscream fight a little annoying just because he just flew around and around and around. You had to use homing missiles.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Yeah. I think at one did you have ammo in the game? No, it wasn't ammo, was it? I'm sure I ran out of something.
It recharged as you went.
That's probably, yeah. I remember fighting Starscream and I must have always been out of ammo because I was missing my shots because I just didn't have, like you say, the homing missiles. And if you, like you say, didn't have that, you were screwed. The Unicron fight at the end was a bit pap, but it was kind of a bonus thing, so yeah, whatever. Yeah. I will say for the Optimus, the Beast, Rise of the Beast Optimus figure, primal figure, I have seen some pretty cool digibashes of him into like
same
Machine Wars. What's the red version of Beast Machine's Primal? The Transmetal 2 Primal. Optimal Optimus, I should say. Beast Machines. Apex something? You know the one I mean.
I don't. Probably if I saw it.
Yeah, well, Transmetal 2 Optimus Primal. That, but red and blue.
Yeah.
Whatever that one's called.
Primal Prime.
If that's what it's called, sure. I saw him done up into those colors and into Beast Machine Primal's colors, and those make this figure look really cool. Really, really good. We get the movie version though, obviously. Anything else though, Mikey? Are we done with the news? The news.
I'm good.
You're done with the news? Okay, Mikey. What you been up to this week? What you done for? I lie. 2 weeks. What you been up for 2 weeks? What you done for?
I was visiting people, so I didn't actually have time to do much. But I did watch a couple of things. I didn't buy anything. I bought no things.
Oh, no things.
No things. So what did I watch? I caught up on King Oger. They're up to episode 17. Looks like they're going to be introducing a bit of power. Yeah, going very well still.
Oh, good.
Would you believe, Andy, that the guy who seemed like a bad guy from the start is a bad guy?
What?
Yeah, they're really driving home the fact that he might get a redemption arc like 10 episodes down the line, but right now we are driving home the fact that he's just not nice.
Is he like kicking dogs in the face and people are like, I don't know, he might be evil?
I think he might have some, alternative interests here.
Literally eats a baby. No, I don't get a good vibe about this guy.
I'm liking the action. I'm liking the character stuff. I think it is the most interested I've been in Sentai in about 10, 12 years.
And still better than Geats, I assume?
Yes, but I have not watched Geats this last few weeks, so I prioritize seeing King Oger. I know that Geats is after introducing the final form for Tycoon, and like it looks from the couple of clips I saw, it looks like they're going down. Like, oh no, now he's going evil.
Oh.
And I just don't. You already did evil good rider. Well, you already did morally ambiguous rider. Now we're just doing like. And it's like, yeah. I saw Spider-Verse again.
Oh my god!
Which that's a good movie.
Did you go and see Rise of the Beast again?
No, I did not. No interest in seeing it twice. Perfectly fine. This is a bit of a random thing. We ended up watching the Hunger Games movies.
Oh.
I'd seen the first one years ago, and I didn't really remember it. And then we had just ended up watching all four. I like Hunger Games. I thought Hunger Games was an enjoyable movie. Catching Fire was not so enjoyable, just because it was kind of repeating all the Hunger Games things, but they were trying to put extra stuff in. Mockingjay Part 1 is kind of interesting because it's not an action film in any way, shape, or form. It's a propaganda film. And it's about how people are turned into tools and propaganda tools. And I found that really, really interesting. I thought some of these supposedly spontaneous lines really came across as people not saying anything spontaneous. But I didn't love the last movie because it was just an action fest and there wasn't a lot of thinking in it. And some graphical stuff, like some really badly dated CGI. I'd say if you could watch the first one and then watch the third one, that's the most interesting films. But I'd also say like it's too continuity heavy.
I'd say just watch like Battle Royale instead.
Okay, so when I was young and I'd just seen the film, I would have said, yeah, Battle Royale is basically this, but it's Battle Royale. I would say like what message they're trying to push here is different enough that I don't think that's entirely accurate anymore. But I do say like there's so many different shows and movies in this genre now. Like we had Squid Game but a year ago.
Yeah.
So I also kind of wish it had kind of ended with the dystopia winning, because sometimes I think you need that story of just like you can't save everyone. But so there was that. I ended up watching Hell of a Boss all the way through.
Okay.
Wow, there were some phenomenal fight scenes in that. Like some of the best fight scenes I've seen in years.
Oh, okay. Cool.
How they animated that on their budget is absolutely fucking insane.
Dedication, love of the craft.
They're genuinely, if you get it, just look up Hell of a Boss fight scene on YouTube. They've been cut out. They're nuts. They're genuinely nuts. They're like so well done. I'd only ever seen the first 2 episodes. I think the pilot and one of the show episodes. I ended up really liking it. I like the characters. It's really funny, but it's also like it's trying to tell stories and have like emotion and development and stuff like that. It also takes a bit of a different angle because it's not about like hell being a bad place. It's about people in hell not being exactly perfect. But I enjoyed it. I'm going to be keeping track of it now. I still haven't watched Ruby, which I know some people have asked me about during the week, so I'm just my brain flowed into that. Also ended up rewatching Has Been Hotel because that's supposed to come out later this year. So that's still a fun pilot. I think Has Been is a lot more my speed than Hell of a Boss, but Hell of a Boss is being made and Has Been at the moment isn't coming out. So, what was I going to say? Apart from that, the only other thing of note what I did was I saw Skull Island, which is the new Powerhouse Animation Netflix show set in the Monsterverse in the 1990s, where a bunch of dudes on a ship looking for cryptids get caught in the middle of a thing where a girl who seems to be some sort of islander is being chased by mercenary types, and they end up on Skull Island, and they have to contend with the monsters, and then find out what's going on with the mercenaries, and then also deal with the girl and her giant monster dog.
Is it in continuity with the movies?
They say it is. It's set in the 90s where like you can basically do what you want. It won't affect any of the movies. They're saying it will have a couple of things to set up Godzilla and Kong, but there, if there is something in there setting up the new movie, there I can see it.
Okay.
Godzilla isn't in it because he wouldn't be, because he wasn't really involved with the whole Skull Island thing. But it's hinted at, like, the thing that drove the guy to go chasing cryptids is that he was out in a boat and he saw Godzilla pass under his ship, and he was just like, I have very mixed feelings about this one. I think I have said many, many times I don't think there's a bad MonsterVerse movie. I think we have our first bad MonsterVerse product. A lot of people are liking this.
Why do they like it and you don't, though? What do they like about it that you don't see?
I don't know, because I just see people saying they like it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give my feelings. So the animation is decent, but it's nowhere near Powerhouse's best. It's very much in their style, but it's just cool. Like, there's some good movement and some okay action scenes, but nothing of like the level that they go to when they go really crazy and stuff like Castlevania. The writing and the plot is really basic, like really, really basic. They do a little something clever with the mercenaries and villains and stuff like that, but the actual writing is okay. How do I say? A lot of people. I was expecting this to be a teenage quippy show, and the first episode is exactly what I expected the show to be. It had some quips, but it was fun. It had good pacing, and I was enjoying the first episode. And then they killed a bunch of people, and I was really enjoying the first episode. But then they hit the main thing, and then every single line is a quippy line or a smart ass line. Not in like the Marvel Batosy way. I mean, every single line is said in the I'm trying to be funny, kind of trying to be witty, quippy way.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the line is. The only other option is someone giving a kind of deadpan delivery. I've never seen this before in a show. Honestly, like, this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. Like, just like everything they say is couched in inverted commas wit.
Oh.
Wit. Which is so fucking weird.
Do you find that annoying?
So fucking weird. I found it incredibly annoying after the third episode because the characters are only defined by what level of quip they're dealing with. They're not really developed at all. Do you know who the best developed character in the show is?
Kong?
Yeah, he's barely in it.
Oh, Monkey, no. Why is he not in the show? It's an animated show. There's no reason he can't be in the entire thing.
Kong shows up briefly in episode 3, briefly in episode 4, and then he has a flashback episode that is only about him in episode 7, and then he's got his big fight in episode 8.
Are you telling me that the 2000s cartoon series Kong has more Kong in it than the Netflix show? Substantially.
What if I told you I told you that I feel like they transplanted the Kong from that show into this?
Oh, that wasn't even a great Kong, though. He was okay.
No,
like a baby.
He's incredibly human in this.
Yeah.
Like, the Titans being as intelligent as humans is something they've set up all the way back in Godzilla 2014. Like, I do not feel any surprise that Kong is as smart as a person or Godzilla is as smart as a person. But he's rolling his eyes. He's making very human gestures. He's got a whole story about how he said his friend died. And he has a little memento that does not scale well with his big chunky fingers. His little human friend. His little human friend can speak Spanish. So are they? They're not Iwi people. They're not the native Skull Islanders, but we don't know what's going on with them. And there's a weird thing where we might see one of them, but it might be strange. But like, he's smiling at one point, like. Not like Godzilla smiling in the Godzilla vs. Kong fight, which is just like, you're supposed to think that looks a bit like, oh god. But this is like super human. Like, someone's having a whole conversation with him. He can't talk back, but he's clearly understanding what they're saying word for word. So apparently Kong speaks Spanish as well as sign language and presumably English.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. The monster designs are safe. They'd fit better with early 2000s kind of Kong stuff where they were basically just giant animals. The Monsterverse definitely goes more in based off an animal, but like warped. Like a lot of these, like there's a big bird that Kong has as a pet. That brings him food and rides around in his arm like a hawk. I'm not making that up. There's like a big crocodile. There's a big ant. Most of the monsters in this are just like bigger versions of normal animals, which isn't really the MonsterVerse aesthetic. Whereas the main villain, Kraken, is kind of more stylized, but still very safe for Powerhouse. Like they're clearly not like trying to super emulate the aesthetic of the MonsterVerse in that regard. Sound design is fairly okay. Most of the monsters sound a bit generic. Kong has all the like Kong sounds, so he sounds good. But yeah, I was really like, I wasn't like expecting anything brilliant from this. But I was pretty disappointed, and I found it rather galling that it ends in a cliffhanger, a really badly handled cliffhanger, because the fight ends. I realized, hang on, didn't the last time we saw the main character, he was upside down with someone pointing a spear at them. We don't see him again, because then suddenly the fight starts up again for 5 seconds. Kong kills it again, and then suddenly there's like, oh, someone gets caught in water, and then we have a flash forward to like them waking up 2 weeks later in the city, and it's been confirmed as a season 2. And I'm just like, that is an unearned cliffhanger. You did not earn that cliffhanger. I was disappointed, to be honest. Maybe I'll rewatch it in a few weeks and get more from it, but I was not impressed.
You're not selling me on it, to be honest.
I would not say, Andy, you need to be going out of your way to see it.
Yeah, okay. Did you see the Prodigies, Star Trek Prodigies being axed? Canned?
I saw
it's getting sent by a
people
Titan.
getting mad about that. I've only seen the pilot, so I cannot comment on the main show.
So 5 episodes. I don't like it.
But yeah, I can't say I'm particularly interested in it. But hey-o. Yeah, so that was it really. Like I was hanging out with people for a lot of the time, so I didn't really get much time to do other things. So Andy, what about you?
Oh, what have I been doing? I've been doing more painting, more Imperial Guard painting, slapping on paints and whatnot, getting a load of that done. What else? Oh god, I think there was something else to do. Oh, I had a fiddle with the Transmetal 2 Prowl that Mr. George sent me. I like him. He's a fun little owl person. The big issue is his owl head doesn't go anywhere. It sticks out quite prominently in his robot mode, and I wish that his wings, they kind of rest on his shoulders. They don't really peg in, so it always feels a little bit loose, and I wish... It's one of those kind of interesting late 90s designs where they're just going, let's do a weird thing, but they didn't really think it all through and wanted it to connect fully. Like, most of it's pretty solid, but they're just specific important bits that aren't quite as solid. But, you know, that's Beast Wars and Transmetal, isn't it? It's a weird line. It's a weird, interesting, innovative line. And at the end of the day, he's an owl transformer, and that's pretty cool. His little head spins around with a lever on his back. Have you played with the Transmetal Prowl before, Mikey?
I think the one you got is actually my old one.
Oh, really? Did you give it to George?
I believe I gave that to George many a moon ago.
Which one was it? Was it the black one or the white one? Because apparently George had both at one point.
Black. I gave him the black one.
Yeah, then I might have yours, Mikey. Oh my god, that'd be funny if that was the case. Because apparently he had the white one as well. I think he said he gave that to I Love Mess, I think, but I'm not sure.
I never loved the white one.
I was happy with either. I think they're a good set together. I think they look quite nice together. I'm like, yeah, they look good. I'm trying to get George to send me basically the rest of the Transformers he doesn't want. Like, I think he's got the Universe Transmetal 2 Iguanus, or Igneous, whichever it's called. I think he's got a few just lying around that he doesn't want. I'm like, oh, I'll have them if you don't want them. He's like, yeah, he just needs the free time to get around and find them for me. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, not a lot. Just the usual walking. We got the podcast out, which I hope people have enjoyed who are on the Patreon and whatnot. Yeah. I did start because I finished rewatching Enterprise at this point, season 2. There's only one episode I skipped, which was the Borg one, because it's Jesus.
Andy, maybe that's where the Borg came from.
Yeah, maybe the Borg from what was it from First Contact, the movies. Maybe some of them survived and got frozen in the Antarctic. It's for fuck's sake, stop ruining the Borg, please stop. That was the era. That was the era. Like, well, Voyager was the era. So this is post Voyager doing massive damage to the Borg at that point. So I skipped that one. And I did start watching Demon Slayer season 4, the Sword Village arc.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've started that. It's pretty as shit as usual.
I'm well behind in Demon Slayer. I
no.
don't think I'd be picking it up again.
No, I can't imagine you would. You weren't really that interested where you saw it originally, so I'd be surprised
pretty.
if you did. Yeah, it's ufotable. It's super pretty. It's going through the standard motion of we've had a big fight. We're now in the recovery period. I've now hit episode 2, which is the I need to do training. So we're in the training arc phase before we then get our new power to then fight the next boss, which will be the conclusion of the arc. You know, standard shonen kind of progression. But yeah, it's fun enough. It's pretty and nice, I suppose, is how I would describe it. Not hard viewing, easy watching is how I would describe Kimetsu no Yaiba, and very pretty. So I'm enjoying going through that. I do have Konosuba Megumin offshoot anime to watch as well. And I saw that season 3 has finally been announced for Konosuba, which I was like, oh my god, fucking finally. My god. How long has it been since the movie came out?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, a long time. We've been on a drought. We've been on a ReZero season 1 to season 2 drought. Maybe longer.
Yeah.
For Konosuba. So I hope that season 3 of Konosuba comes out at some point. Maybe the end of this year or something. I don't know. Right. I think that'll be it. So chat, if you've got any questions for us, please poop them in the chat and I can read them away and we can have a talk about them. I'll make sure that we go through all of the messages we've got. Apeling was one of the color schemes, the thing that Excel Hedge saw. Or Apeling was maybe the suggestion. I don't think it was Apeling who was the red and blue Transmel Optimal Optimus. Live for everything, die for not. I dropped off with the original IDW comics and never bothered with IDW 2 purely off your reviews of it. Lamau.
Lamau, indeed.
I think that was mainly you because I was out of IDW 2 pretty quickly. I found going through IDW 2 for the comic show was hard. I found it difficult.
I remember.
Yeah,
I gave up reading it. So
yeah, you gave up. You were struggling along for a while, but then even you hung up your shoes. I wonder, are we going to have to do that again? Will that be the general feeling for the new comic?
Oh God, who knows?
Yeah, I hope not. I hope it's good. I hope even if it's not good, it's not boring. That's what I hope. I don't know. Anyway, Mike, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Palo, and you can contact us on Twitter, Facebook, Libsyn, and all those places on the Moonbase 2. And you can send us a message on moonbase2@gmail.com. We don't have any emails this week, but feel free to contact us however you like.
Sweet. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube as Decayed Andy, the rotten corpse of a human being. Not a 10-year period. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. Also on the Moonbase 2 Transformers page. On YouTube, Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're also on ccbunker.weebly.com. There's a Patreon page, which is patreon.com/moonbase2. And if you do $2 each month, you can get me and Mikey reviewing Rise of the Beasts. I mean, we talk about that for about an hour and a half or something like that. So if you want to go in and leave some comments about that and whatnot, that'd be cool. I think that's all the places. We have message from Mr. White. I was glad to be free for the comics by... I was glad to be free of comics by then. You were lucky, Mr. White. You got out well. Mr. White got out well. It was good. I think there were some comics that Mr. White probably would have enjoyed talking about. But he got to avoid some poop ones too. XLH says Primal Prime was Optimal Optimus. Oh my god. Apeling was Transmetal 1 Optimus. Okay. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when I end the show tonight. Well, thank you, Mikey, for coming back and joining me this week on the Moon Poop 2.
Thank you for having me.
Nice that you have returned to us in our hour of need.
Indeed.
You were the Matrix
Indeed.
in to light our darkest hour.
That's an exaggeration, but sure.
I've grabbed a hold of your handles and I've pulled you apart, and your blue goo has gone everywhere and exploded Unicron from the inside out.
This is raising more questions than anything.
Which questions? I can answer them.
I don't think you should.
No, it doesn't mean I can't, though. So until next week, everybody, it's been me, it's been Mikey, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.